Hi, I'm Brendan, and welcome to Personality Epistemology. And I have kind of an intense bundle of things to try to share. And basically, I need to figure out how to grow an audience or find collaborators who can collaborate to grow an audience, to connect the dots between fragmented knowledge. It's like people spend so much time, many people spend so much time surfing social media, even consciously, actively searching for answers or relevant information, life relevant information, like I have. And then the pieces are so fragmented. If you want to share these with somebody have a conversation about them, it's almost impossible in my experience to get people to get anyone, no matter what is at stake, how well you know them, to just absorb the same set of content to be able to talk through and apply it to transforming live emergencies where people are going to die if people don't come together and do something. And this is just absolutely. And then, I mean, the more that I try to speak up about this, the more I find that people put up boundaries and run away from anything that sounds like preaching or anything emotionally intense or anything life and death. And it's like it's like all of the formal approaches to solving life and death problems are counterproductive to most actual life and death problems, aside from strictly medical situations. So, I mean, even with war, you have people who aren't even wanting to kill each other, forced to, because there's no way to communicate and establish trust and figure things out. And the same thing with people abandoning each other in their houses to die, or their neighborhoods, or their social networks, because of trust breakdown and boundaries replacing friendships and loyalty and values. So, I mean, I know a lot of people just can't take it anymore, and so have to boundary away things for self care. But I mean, what I'm seeing with people distancing and throwing each other in the trash is going beyond survival. It's like a religion. So I need help. I need to collaborate. I need to find a team of people, a network of people who will come together and work the problem here. Now, expertise is fragmented. Like, all these professions just look at certain things and put their head in the sand around other things. And the people who are most integrating different types of knowledge are not coming together to connect the dots further to apply to actual problems that are affecting a lot of people. Like, these metaphors of world on fire and frozen, people being frozen, and shutdown responses. It's like shutdown responses in a world on fire. So I came up with this concept of epistemic emergence, from knowledge vacuum to knowledge spillover. So now we have like this overflow of knowledge, and I know how to work through this and navigate this without getting blocked from overwhelm. But I'm seeking other people who would like to work on this too. And the way forward is for the field of expertise, aka knowledge, to join forces. And so this gets into this epistemic fluency in professional education book. My name is Brendan. I was born in 1980. Was not learning effectively in school, especially when I was 13 and 14. My parents told me to shut the fuck up, basically. And I mean, on the basis of they were going to have mental breakdowns if I kept talking about it, and they preferred. I mean, okay, I'm getting angry because this is high stakes, and like I mean, this pattern so far with making these videos is they might get a couple views or 0 views, and then I can email people who have audience, but then they ignore my emails or say I'm busy. And I mean, I could do this with 100 people. Maybe someone else will collaborate with me. I mean, I've done this before, and then the collaborators end up busy or not liking something, and then or each other, and then it's back to square one again. And people are dying live by the hour who don't need to, simply because it's impossible to collaborate. And there are ways to work through these like angry voices, and like this developmental needs meeting strategy with a spiritual core self and healing, I mean, there's a million videos about healing, but there's not that many that are like, let's actually take stuff seriously and amp up the pressure to do something about what's going on. So I have all these, it's like Atlas Finner personal situations. I'm hardly alone. I mean, all the stuff I'm dealing with, a bunch of other people are too. I'm maybe just pulling together the pieces a little bit more. I mean, this thing is from 10 years ago. I was telling my dad, a cultural anthropologist, lives are at stake. Let's create content to address it. And it's like still, it's like uphill battle to find or functionally collaborate with people to do anything about it. So there's this concept of extreme ownership, but then it's like, okay, if that's just applied to war and corporations and organizations that focus on certain things and ignore all of the people who are dying unnecessarily from being abandoned, there's something missing. So I have this concept of take a third option, opportunity intelligence. There are ways to improve things without causing more problems, and it's like narrative and autoethnographic research applied to authenticity and all this stuff, and deliver us from evil and all these things. So I don't know, questions welcome, comments welcome, people who care enough to get angry that there's something fucking wrong welcome. Let's like work productively and generatively on transforming fire energy or whatever into uh, producing valuable things, valuable outcomes. Comments and questions welcome. Feel free to like or subscribe. Link me to other videos I should see, and so on.